Everyone, thank you for joining us this afternoon. As many of you know, it is our 10th year of Durham Entrepreneurship Week, which is Durham Region's celebration of entrepreneurship held each November during Global Entrepreneurship Week in over 200 countries. So Do It in Durham is a collaboration of Durham's business support, educational and networking organizations who have come together to encourage and support entrepreneurs, job creators, and innovators who create economic growth in Durham region. If you're looking to start a business, invest in a business, grow a business, we encourage you to do it in Durham region. So thank you so much. And I will shout out our sponsors at the end of this presentation. And I'd like to hand it over to you, Adam.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ashley. Thanks again for everyone else coming out here this afternoon. Let's see if this works. There we go. My name's Adam McFadden. I own FIREHOUSE Training. I'm not going to lie. I'm on Zoom pretty much every day, all day for my business, but I'm pretty nervous right now. This is the first time that I've had a chance to share my story about my business and my entrepreneurial lifestyle, as opposed to teaching workplace safety and fire department training courses. So I want to thank Amanda Arnold. She's my administrator and manager for my company, and she is here today. And you're off duty, Amanda. Ashley's going to take over. So you can't harass me that much. You're off duty. Again, I'm super excited to be here. The way that I like to run my sessions, and again, even today is no different. Ask questions in the chat, ask questions in the video. If you have some feedback on some of the things that I've done to garner success over the last few years with my business, and maybe something you've done similar, I want to hear about it. Really, I'm here to share my experiences, but I love learning from you just as much as you learn from me. And whether you ask a question on video or in the chat, Ashley can keep an eye on that and maybe let me know if any questions come up. So I am currently a Toronto firefighter full-time, but prior to that, I did have a sales and marketing background. I worked for many years with USP Connectors and a company called UniFirst, where I was a sales rep regionally and nationally. I also managed a few investment properties as well. And I used to teach at the local college in the fire safety and firefighting industry. So some of that experience on top of my full-time fire department job has provided me with that entrepreneurial spirit to start my company FIREHOUSE Training and go and teach various training courses, both to industry and also various fire departments. So there's a few different aspects to our business. You can see here on the slide, we're committed to providing high quality professional workplace safety training to small and medium business, as well as career emergency services staff, so fire departments. And we actually spend a lot of time day to day. Amanda helps me a lot as well. While we conduct career coaching services, so those that are looking for jobs in the emergency services, so resume, interview prep, and aptitude test tutoring as well. Here's just a bunch of pictures about what we do. I threw this slide together. We can go into a workplace and do fire extinguisher training, so B2B business sales. We can do day-to-day career coaching, either in person or virtually now. And we'll run fire department training courses. So Amanda and I have just had the opportunity this week. We're teaching some emergency response teams at a factory in Kingston. And then the week before that, we're doing fire extinguisher training for a bakery. Like it's just kind of one of those businesses where we can have that adaptability and flexibility to garner the B2B business and also private career and coaching and sales in that way. So I kind of want to start off just talking about what drives, us in our business. These are a few things that drive me on a day-to-day. And the question we want to ask ourselves is, what's your personal why? There needs to be something that you get out of bed every morning to motivate yourself to build this business of your dreams. Is it financial goals, right? Like I know I wanted a new truck a year or two ago, and I kind of made that as part of my financial goal to get a new truck so I could, travel with my business and do different courses all over the province. Do you get that feeling of self-fulfillment, right? Feelings we get when we accomplish something. I noticed even more so in business than when I was in sports, a very competitive, that feeling of that friendly competition between yourself and maybe other service providers. Amanda knows this better than most. I lose sleep if I know that a competitor is running a course that day and I'm not. I just feel like I need to do something to take my company to the next level, to try to to garner that business from someone else. So again, that competitive nature, being my own boss, minimizing the conflict between myself and an employer. So now I just have conflict with myself and my employees, right? So it's a little bit different. And community activities. The way I built my business is I'm able to participate in social activities on a day-to-day and weekly basis to build my brand at any time. So maybe I'll just ask the group, what is your why? Maybe put it in the chat, maybe answer on video. Like, why do you build your business? I might start with you, Ashley. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your personal why? Why are you focusing on the BACD or your business?
BACD, I'm passionate about working with entrepreneurs and kind of seeing them grow and go through all these different stages. It's kind of like a little baby, like watching it grow. And
100%.
not that I have kids, but it's really awesome to see like the differences that people are making and how we can impact entrepreneurs' lives as well.
No, that's great. Anyone else want to put in the chat? Well, what is your driving force? Is it financial gain? Is it having that new car in the spring, the convertible to the beach? Like what drives you? Looking pretty quiet in the chat there.
Anyone want to put it in the chat? I think I see some people.
See a couple of people typing there.
Kenny, did you want to give it a go?
Yes. So for me, I mean, I was an accountant for many years, and I had a period of about 6 years where I wasn't working due to some downturn in my health, and I wasn't working, so I was kind of lost. I didn't want to go back into the working in a full-time corporate job, and then I recovered, and then I just said, let me start my own practice and be self-employed and work as and when I want and with who I want. So the first couple of years I started it, it wasn't going too far. I was always thinking about earning money. I wasn't making much money. But then after 2000, it creates lots of stress in the family, of course. And then after 2017, with social media, that's helped me grow my business and generate a lot of clients. I've taken a lot of marketing courses because I was not a marketing person. So initially it was just financial. I was doing it to make money and an income stream, but now it's much more than that because I've crossed that barrier, right? I have my client base. So now I kind of enjoy it now, right? I enjoy it much more than just that being my own boss kind of a thing, the number 3 thing, right?
Perfect.
Oh, I love it. And look at everyone else's comments in the chat. So again, I urge everybody to take a peek at the chat. Everyone has their own story. And I love that. So what I say to myself, if your why doesn't make you cry, then it's not your why. You need to be passionate about it. This is what worked for me, especially with my company. I know I worked with my business coach with Teresa Shaver from the BACD and Andrea as well. We had the opportunity, and I say opportunity during the pandemic, when everything was shut down. Our courses, we typically ran in person. All of our career coaching, our business-to-business services were in person. I had the ability overnight to go virtual with my company and became a Canada-wide service. So I minimized my brick and mortar costs, exponentially. And now all I have is, some Zoom fees every month. And now that I do have a full-time employee as well, but I was able to turn it virtual. And then I started to garner some more success. I gave a lot of free training events away to help rapidly grow my brand and outreach. The more I gave away for free, the more money I made because more people found out about my brand. I did some crazy things that many people wouldn't think you should do. I sponsored a podcast, a UFC fighter that I reached out to, a motor racing team, anything that I could try to do to get my brand or company on the side of a billboard or a car or a social media page. I was able to increase my revenue and income based on physical products. I had more time during the pandemic to write, to publish materials that I can now sell as physical products on my website, in addition to the coaching services. So again, I got a little ambitious. We put together a recruitment guidebook. It's available on Amazon and in Chapters and Indigo. And then more recently, a few months ago, we put together an aptitude test study manual. So now these physical products, Amanda and I can take orders on a day-to-day basis and basically make money in our sleep and send them out. I also started a 5 a.m. motivational club to try to promote mental health. Again, this was free, but more and more people that didn't necessarily want to be a firefighter or was just an average business owner, average, avid person in the community, they could participate in our services. It wasn't just niche to the fire service or aspiring firefighters. and come out and promote mental health and goal setting. And that enhanced my business growth. Market surge of course offerings and marketing when there was nothing else going on, and that minimal distractions, I call it, right? When the government said we had to stay home, I went crazy with marketing through social media, up to 10 posts a day, flyers. Amanda was great making me flyers and other things, and offering as much as we can by quadrupling the amount of courses that I would do in a month, and just capitalized on it. We used an affiliate website that we purchased for pre-made courses and training that we didn't have to produce, and we get a 50% income on that. And we just have that running 24 hours a day on our website while people buy our training programs through that site. We got a lot of inquiries from businesses, not just the fire students or the firefighters, going, hey, do you do fire extinguisher training virtually? Can you do WMIS training virtually? Can you do a fire and evacuation drill virtually? Absolutely, we can. I pivoted immediately and added a page to my website. And then I said, you know what? This could be a whole different business opportunity. So I created a separate website called Firehouse Safety Training. So now I can capitalize on the safety training for many of you here that are business to business or have your own, brick and mortar locations. And also the aspiring firefighter or firefighters looking for our training programs, right? So again, just different things that we can do. But the key to this game, in my opinion, is consistency. What does your day-to-day output look like? We all hear motivational, social media managers and others saying you have to do this amount of posts, this amount of stories. And it sounds great, but you have to do it. I post every day. I do 5 to 10, maybe 15 stories a day about everything. From a social event I'm at for my business, to mailing out a book, to an email I'm sending back, to a course I have coming up. And I'm still very old school. I'm on the phone. I contract out everything. So Amanda that works with me, she'll do some of my flyers, behind the scenes bookkeeping. I'll never touch my website. My website designer is fantastic. He knows my brand, so I can spend time making calls. Anybody that emails me, I do not email them back. I call them. I do a quick needs analysis. Hey, how's it going? It's Adam from Firehouse Training. How did you hear about us? What can I do to help you today? And I always have a solution to their problem. So again, making those calls is the best way. And they're short phone calls. I try not to spend too much time because I do have a lot of inquiries that I have to return. But believe me, you can capitalize on that and make those sales. What's your workday planning look like? I have checklists that I live off of, right? Does anybody here use checklists? This is my book. That's just my checklists for today. And I won't go to bed until the list's done. And it sounds kind of hardcore, but I won't go to bed until it's done, because I know the next day, more of that work is going to come in from future customer inquiries. Marketing and outreach. I'm a big proponent of trade shows and events. I remember sitting there during the pandemic, as much as I was, having great financial success with my business rapidly because of my transition to a virtual format, I missed the trade shows, I missed the events. This week alone, I probably put 1,000 kilometers on my pickup truck going from Guelph to Kingston to either teach or go to different networking events or trade shows. And then content creation, social media, promos and sales, videos. I personally don't spend the time doing that myself. I don't have that knack or that patience. I tell someone what I need, and I find people to do that for me in a very inexpensive way, but in a dynamic way that will constantly leave my social media users and the engagement, surprised by every day I'm posting something different. And the last one, I consume a lot of motivational professional development content. One of my business leaders said it best: if you're not investing in yourself, right, then how are you going to grow your business for others? You need to invest in yourself. My daily habits, again, the phone calls and direct customer outreach. Try to capture the email and phone number on any interaction you can get, and you can do so much with it. You can add them to your email marketing campaign. You can do follow-up phone calls or text messages. Another little tip as well: every time I make a phone call to a customer, if they don't pick up or I leave a voicemail, I immediately hang up and I send them a text that I was looking to reach out. A lot of people these days don't want to talk on the phone. So at least they wonder who it is who's calling. You can let them know by text message. One of my business mentors, again, Gary V, who I listen to, very motivational business guru. We have to build a business that day trades attention. So I'll put that out to the group. What do you think I mean by day trading attention? The one who gets the most attention wins, right? What do? We need to garner it through social media. We need to garner it through our website. Maybe it's Google reviews. What are you doing to day trade attention? That needs to be your goal, with that content creation that you do. So what can you do to be a little bit different? New ideas on products or services. Maybe you have a new service, a new partner affiliation. What are you doing each day to keep your business fresh? So maybe I'll ask that to the group, maybe put it in the chat. What are you doing to keep your business fresh or full of ideas to take things to the next level? Are you preparing a new service? Are you looking at a partnership with an affiliate? Are you producing a new product that might come out that might change your path of business and sales, right? That's what you want to ask yourself. Another thing as well, give away something for free. I said it before, the more I give away for free, the more money I make. I do free training every week. I was doing that during the pandemic every week. Now it's once or twice a month. I'll get 20, 30, 40 people. I had 100 people in a free virtual session once. And then immediately at the end of that virtual session, I will promote a new product or a new service. And even if 5%, 1%, 10% buys, at least it's continuing and pushing that momentum of sales. And I am a big proponent of getting up early, right? Get up at 5 a.m. every day, get caught up, use that the first few hours of silence before the day gets hectic and get what you need done. You can play catch up from the day before, or you can get ahead of things. Here's some things that resonate with me. Again, I say that word consistency. A lot of people strive for perfection on their social media, their website, an event. I'll plan an event before I even prepare the content. I'll prepare a training class. I'll put feelers out there. I'll promote a product that I haven't even finished yet, just to gain that momentum to see if there's an interest to actually do it. So the way I look at it best is that you can build constant momentum by maintaining consistency and pressure within your industry to eventually wear your competitors down. And that's what works for me. How much harder are you going to work to put out more content, products and services than the competitor so that the customer comes to you? Focus on building the brand and define it. A lot of people in my industry, in the coaching and service-based industry, they get they build a business around their brand, like Adam McFadden Consulting or a particular person's training company or training services. I'm trying to build a brand that I can bring in subject matter experts and my business can move in different paths. So what I mean by that is maybe I get sick of teaching in 10 years. Maybe FIREHOUSE Training will turn into an equipment or product company or a publication company, as opposed to me teaching every day or that. What if I get promoted in the fire service and now I'm getting into more management leadership or other areas? So to scale my business, I find if you build the brand instead of just me as a person, you can invite more people in and bring in different topics and products and services that you otherwise couldn't do if you're just selling yourself. Again, that's just my opinion. Be promoting your services and brand day and night everywhere you go. It surprises me that a lot of people don't wear their brand, their company logo when they're going to trade shows or events or they're out in public, right? You want it to be your everything. You want to be all in on your brand, and believe me, it will pay dividends. It will. So if a customer calls you and they ask you for a service and you don't offer that service, say yes anyway. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but remember, you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you say no. You want to be that person of influence in your industry. You have to say yes, contract it out, find somebody who can handle that service for you, right? Or maybe it gives you an idea on you preparing or moving into that path for that service in the future anyway, especially if it's requested often. So example could be a service you don't provide, maybe something that can be developed and managed, right, for the needs of your industry. But do take it from me, don't say no. Find a solution for them and they will be forever grateful, and they will be a customer now and a customer in the future as you navigate through their needs that they need going forward.
I was just going to add to that too, Adam.
Sure,
At BACD, we do the same thing. We are business advisors, but we can't give you advice on every single thing. So if someone needs an accountant or a website developer, we have our referral partners on our website where we would guide our clients to that referral partner page, and we're still helping them in some capacity. So I loved that point. Thanks.
No, I love that. Yeah. And again, with the, not saying no, I use this key word here, and I read a book many years ago on being the key person of influence in your industry. That is the key to growing your own personal brand and your brand, of importance. And that comes with different things that you can do. Attending events. I wrote various news articles in newspapers, in magazines. They did a feature on my company at one of the trade shows we were at. And again, even with my own publications, you don't need to rely on anyone else. The one thing I'll say as a business owner is I don't rely on a college to promote my services. I won't rely on a newspaper to discover me. I won't rely on affiliate partners to promote my services. If you build enough content that your consumers will gravitate to and use and find value in, then you're going to be that person of influence, right? So again, just a couple quick examples there of what I was able to do, and people find out about you through those avenues. Develop multiple streams of income. I did find that as certain services get slow, I don't want that to affect my bottom line. So things that we did during the pandemic, or even as we grew our business, was not just the career coaching services, the resume, interview, and cover letter prep, but also online training classes. We then sold our pre-recorded classes with our course library. We would continue to do our in-person training as well. So now the online is just one avenue of business in addition to our in-class, now that we're back to that after the pandemic. We worked hard to establish a clothing line. Amanda, who works for me, that's her baby. She manages that. That was her endeavor. We published our documents that we can sell. We do fire department specific training, and then workplace specific safety training for businesses like yourself that are here on the chat today. So looking at that, the multiple streams that we offer, anybody that calls me within those realms, I can say yes, yes, and yes, that we can provide a service for them. A lot of companies right now, especially the media companies, maybe there's a couple here on the chat, they're really pushing, we're a community-based organization, and, we're out in the community and we're all about others. And that is important, don't get me wrong. But the one thing that we do as firefighters is we serve the community. It's a public service. And the one thing that I focus on with my business, and I think it goes hand in hand with doing training in the safety and emergency services, is we are building a public-based company. We are a community-based company. I am always out volunteering in the community and doing social events, boot drives. I'm doing, soup kitchens or volunteering my time at the local racetrack. And I'm always wearing my brand. I'm out there representing, but I'm also doing something I love. Post details about the community events that we're a part of and the things that we support. It will also help make your business look bigger than it is. You may not need to be there. Send your employees, right? Oh, there's Sophia. I'm just letting her in. Send your employees, right? Bring your family along. I'll talk about that in a minute. If you can do anything you can to promote your brand, but still do something good for the community, it's a win-win. It is an absolute win-win. You'll grow brand awareness. And another thing that I'll say is don't be picky about what events you participate in. You will be blown away that with your business, who you meet and who will be interested in your services. From sponsoring a race car out of the racetrack, the race car driver's dad is a retired fire chief in the GTA who now works for Firehouse Training. It's incredible. I've had people call me that have seen my logo on the side of that car that know somebody that wants to be a firefighter, or they're looking for workplace safety training for their factory. So trust me, have fun with it, get out to do those events, but don't forget to represent your brand. And if you don't want to get on public like that, then just donate some of your money, right? Make a corporate donation and publicize it all on social media. You have to promote all this on social media. Look engaged, be engaged, not just look engaged. Here's just some examples. I had some fun in a chili cook-off. My company donated some money to the Fallen Firefighters Foundation and also a local children's foundation. And there I am serving, chili in a hazmat suit. And then we'll do boot drives with the fire department in Toronto. You can see I'm wearing my company hat. And then there I'm volunteering as a firefighter out of the racetrack, wearing my company logo, right? So anything that you're doing in the public, represent your brand. So I'm going to ask the group right now. I know I've been chatting for a bit here. What have you done to help out or be a part of your community? What community events has your business been a part of? Have you made a corporate donation? Have you sponsored something? Let's hear if anybody has anything in the chat. Oh, that's from before. Okay.
Or is there anything that people want to get involved with in their
Yeah.
community or industry?
Yeah, what would you want to give your time to in addition to all the time we already spend on our business? I know we're already busy enough as it is, but what do you think, what would be near and dear to you that you could tie your business to? Would it be the local cancer foundation? Could it be Sick Kids Hospital, right? Like when I talked earlier about finding your why, find your why as well on what you can do to help assist the community or other endeavors through your business. I do it because I'm passionate, but as on another note, from a business perspective, these are write-offs as well. There's no secret there. Those are write-offs, right? What are you doing? Again, I'm using that word consistent. Everybody you deal with, ask for a Google review. Our training company has more Google reviews than any other fire safety training company in the country. We have over 230. Update your website and Google business page often. Update your Google's business page as often as your social media with pictures and content. It helps the Google algorithm find you more on the web space. Join community events and organizations. To make yourself an industry leader, you need to pay for memberships in your industry. If you're a lawyer, you're going to be a part of different law office affiliates and different charter organizations. For me, I'm part of all the fire safety associations. It costs money, but it adds credibility to your company. Pick up the phone, no matter the time or day or night. I'm going to tell this right now. This isn't for everyone, and for me, I don't have any dependents right now, so I do have the opportunity to do this. I'll pick up that phone day or night. There is no 9 to 5 for Firehouse training, and the reason I say that is because if someone's inquiring about my business, when I don't pick up the phone, I lose money. I will lose money. And the amount of financial gains that I've been able to make just by being dialed in and on the ball when those phone calls come in and selling that person is consistent round the clock income. There's no other way to put that. It's consistent around the clock income. Grow that brand awareness. I keep saying that the community events are everything. Wear your brand and commit to your checklists. The day-to-day of these items that I'm talking about, I do every single day. Every single day. So again, talking a bit about brick and mortar businesses, right? So when the pandemic happened, we rented a training facility. We still do from time to time, not as often as we did. But as you know, there's added costs, rent, ownership, materials, equipment. What can you do or what service can you provide that does not necessarily need a central location or fixed facility? My costs and expenses are literally cut more than in half. It's insane. So for me, with my business, it built me another opportunity to have this income without all the overhead. So should your business have a brick and mortar location? As you know, with government restrictions, they can shut you down at any time. Let's say the Ministry of Labor comes in and they have issues with your property. Let's say the Fire Prevention Bureau comes in and gives you a fine, right? I'm just saying you're subjected to a lot more liabilities and legalities by having a brick and mortar location. Can you save the time, money, and agony by going to more of a virtual platform? Listen, I love teaching in person. It's one of my passions and I'll continue to do that. But I think right now with my busy lifestyle in general, the online and virtual formats work better for me. I can do this anywhere I want. I can do this vacation down in Cabo. I can do this, when I go visit my dad down in the Windsor area. I never have to change my virtual appointments or training classes in this setting. And it's incredible. I said to Ash, I got out of the shower 5 minutes before this started, right? So when you have that flexibility, you can take advantage of that and have more personal time. I'm going to put this slide up here. This is more of a group discussion, and this is just my opinion. As I said before, I listen to a lot of motivational content. I listen to a lot of podcasts and others that really try to make us think about what we want out of life. Okay. So the question I have for the group is to be the best at what you want to do. You want to be the best business owner. You want to be the best at whatever it is that your goal is. Can you achieve that by having a work-life balance? Look at all the greats, right? Look at Elon Musk, look at Michael Jordan, look at, professional boxers and hockey players. Do you think that they achieved all that success by working 9 to 5 and shutting things down at night and having, some chill or relaxed time? So what works for me is basically, this is all I do, right? Have that obsession, but you want to build a business that you don't need to take a vacation from, right? So what I mean by that is focus on products or services or a part of the business that you love so much, you have a passion for, that you want to do. If it's something that you don't want to do necessarily for your business, you think it's kind of a rotten task, contract it out, right? That's why I have Amanda to do all that stuff. No, I'm kidding. But again, look at what you're passionate about. So build a daily routine that's sustainable. I said earlier, I'm obsessed, but I still get a chance to eat healthy. I work out, pretty much every day. I make my calls. I build content. I manage my business, right? I give Amanda a hard time from time to time. But when that happens, I'm able to build it where it's sustainable for me. Make your business a part of your lifestyle. When I run a social, or when I run an event for my business, I make it social as well. I invite my friends and family. If I do a book signing event, right, for my publications, if I do a training event with a social meet and greet after, I always invite my family and friends to allow them to come and be a part of my business. So I do want some group discussion on this. I have some content up there. What are your thoughts on the work-life balance? Are we on the same page? Do you disagree? Like it's a little bit of, as entrepreneurs, we know we have to go all in on our business to ensure success. There's a lot to manage. What do you think? Benny, Karen, I see it down there on the chat, or on the video there. Anything that you want to add, or what's your thoughts on the time we need to spend on our businesses?
For me, the tax season, I'm normally busy January till June. It's the work-life balance. I don't pick up the calls after like 1 o'clock on Friday, not because I'm not available. I'm available, but then what happens between Friday 1 o'clock onwards till Sunday, I just get casual inquiries in my business. So the serious inquiries and the serious clients who are willing to pay for services, they come Monday till Thursday, pretty much business people. From Friday afternoon onwards, it's all window shopping.
Oh, fair enough. And at least you know that about your clients. I love that, Benny, for sure. Karen, anything you want to add even with your business? I know it's a little bit, might be a little bit different, but are you is it more 9 to 5, or is there a lot of weekend work?
It's almost all weekend work. I do markets every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday. I have a booth set up. Certainly over Christmas, that's candle season. That's when people are buying candles, so I have to be there.
So Karen understands that you have to put in those hours during those times to make her business work. The cell phone's amazing, right? We get our social media, we have our email, everything's here. So I know they say it's good to go dark once in a while and step away. But at the end of the day, when you do that, make sure that you have somebody who can pick up the slack, because you may be missing out on inquiries that at the end of the day will affect your bottom line. A couple quotes down there at the bottom. Stressless life is a meaningless life. Yes, there's going to be stress involved in business, right? But the amount of stress that you induce will also be proportional to the legacy you leave, right? David Goggins says, everyone wants to be a beast until they have to do beast things. Like, you have to put in the work, and it does take time, and it does take a lot of planning. So back with that mindset, right? We know that there could be negativity sometimes towards our business. Maybe we had a contract that falls through. Maybe we didn't get the sales that we expected for our service or product. I actually love it when that happens. It sounds totally crazy, but the only way you're going to get better at your business is when that happens. You need to feel defeat. You need to have a bit of that heartbreak. And it drives me, right? For many years now, since the pandemic, I've been getting up consistently at 5 a.m. or around that time to take action and get things done more efficiently, and get ahead of things. Use it to create more content and maybe make more phone calls than the day before. If you have an idea or a solution, get it out there. Don't wait for it to be perfect, right? You just get the idea out there, get a little save the date flyer, get a picture of your product that you're working on and get it out there and start garnering that momentum, right? Write a blog or do something positive that you like to do to get creative and push that out to the market as well. Start a promotion or special. I know I was going to talk to Amanda about this, but right now, December is typically one of our slower months. And I got looking at some things right now. I have a couple of ideas on selling and pushing more products. I think I listened to that this morning in Anna's presentation. Christmas is the season for buying. So if they're not going to buy my services, then Amanda and I are going to work hard in December to make sure they buy our products, right? That's the key. How can we promote our products? So we'll be working hard to do that. Register for that networking and community event. There's a lot of things happening right now at Christmas. Get out there and be a part of it. Get out there and promote your brand and be a part of it. And it's great for social media coverage as well. And it's great, to feel that sense of fulfillment too. Use those low selling days or that negative comments. Maybe you got a bad Google review. Use it to fuel you with that passion than ever before. You have to flip the script. The days of the poor me, right now they're talking about a recession. I can't wait for a recession to happen. That sounds kind of crazy, but from a business standpoint, I think, what can I do to make things better for my business, my friends, my family? You want to use these opportunities to try to capitalize on it, right? And I know it's going to be, I'm not being ignorant to the fact that it's not going to be financially tough on others and stressful. But as we're coming into this, ask yourself as a business owner, what can you do to prepare so you can capitalize on this, either financially, with your own mental health, right? I go back to the pandemic. As an entrepreneur, the pandemic was the best thing that ever happened to me. I would never felt healthier. I was never more busier because I was able to just change that momentum and garner as much positivity out of what came from building my business, listening to motivational content, working out, and just trying to overcome those challenges, right? So you need to ask yourself, what are you doing to overcome those challenges? This picture's from one of my favorite movies. There's Alec Baldwin right there, right? Glenn Ross. He had this famous speech. I don't know if you've seen this, Ashley, or if anyone else has, where he walks in and he says to his whole sales team, "You're fired, right? You're all fired. You need to ABC, always be closing." When you're on the phone and you're talking to your neighbor or you're speaking with someone about your business, you need to think in the back of your mind, what are you doing to close that sale or to get them to buy your service? And it's not about trying to trick someone or use tactics. It's just about building a relationship with them and finding out what they need. When you're talking to your customers and they're happy with your service, tell them to tell a friend or forward your content. What I recommend everybody is you have little JPEG images or flyers of your products or services. So if someone inquires about it, you can text them after and say, "Hey, feel free to pass this along. Here's a 10% discount on some of our products coming up." Maybe they'll put it in a group chat. WhatsApp's huge right now. They might put it in a group chat, or they might forward it or text it to a friend. Those little JPEG pictures, and for anybody here that follows us on social media, highly recommend you do. It's at Firehouse Training on Instagram and Firehouse Train 1 on Twitter and Firehouse Training on LinkedIn. You'll see these little branded JPEGs, and you can send them to everybody, not just social media. Always ask for those Google reviews. It helps with your Google search engine optimization. Give away a free service on the phone upon a purchase. If someone buys something and you show that appreciation, say, "Hey, you know what? Thanks for buying my product today. I'm going to send you a free hat in the mail. I'll give you 50% off on the next training course." When you're talking to someone on the phone and they're hesitating and they're saying, "I'm not sure, let me think about it," say, "You know what? I'll give it to you 50% right now." They'll be like, "What?" "Yeah, 50% off." Give them an insane amount of value so they have no choice but to buy. It sounds kind of crazy. I don't do it that often. I know Amanda gives me, trouble for that too, giving away too much free stuff. But remember, you want them coming back. Once they're a customer for life. They're going to know who you are. Provide them something that they'll need in the future and something that will give them a reason to call you back for an additional service or need. Another thing that I recommend everybody is try to close them on the initial call. Try to get that sale. Try to get them to buy. It's a popular tactic in the gym industry, but it is known through studies that if you don't get them to buy right off the bat, Sometimes they may go to the competitor, they may hesitate, and you might never hear from them again. So try to sweeten the deal. Ashley, I know I'm going through a lot of content right now. Does any of this resonate with you when you're dealing with some of the other BACD members?
Yeah, for sure. It's a little bit different because we're not for profit, but but yeah, I mean, yeah, it does. I'm just trying to kind of flip the not for profit script, but
yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, you are not for profit. That is correct.
our doors are open for everyone.
Definitely. No,
and mostly free.
I see some updates in the chat here, Karen, and even you actually said, yeah, the 5 a.m. club. The 5 a.m. does make a big difference, and just kind of getting your head together in the morning and not feeling rushed throughout the day. It's done wonders for me. For as busy as I am with my business, there's actually another aspect to my life that is quite busy as well. I have had the opportunity since I was 22 to use some of my finances to purchase real estate. And as we've seen during the pandemic, the real estate prices certainly did skyrocket, and the amount of money that you need to purchase properties or rent is very high. One thing that I did make a note of, and this is just from my studying on investing and understand the Canadian banking system, is that to garner future financial success, especially in Canada, you need to be asset heavy. We know we go to the banks for loans for our businesses and vehicles and other things, but what can you do to prop up your asset portfolio? So for me, I've taken the additional income that I've made in my business, obviously the income I use to put back into my business, but use the numbers, use that income on paper to maximize your borrowing power at the bank. That additional business income, not all banks use it the same way. So what I mean by that is you could use it more favorably with private mortgages, private equity lending. You could use it for just a normal bank or debt repayment loan. I'm just saying, use your income and your profitability to your advantage by attaining assets. Use it to maybe get into it, buy a franchise. It might be hands off, maybe increase your real estate portfolio. So for myself, and again, this just works for me, I was able to capitalize on that and purchased multiple cash flowing properties worth millions and millions of dollars at this point. So again, that's just one thing that I was able to do with the small sum of money that I was making initially from my business, right? So again, everyone has their own financial decisions when it comes to what you do with your income. This is what worked for me. And I did talk to Teresa at BACD. She knows this is a big part of my life, and she asked me to share this with you too. So what are you consuming for business or motivational content? As you know, it takes a special person to be an entrepreneur. Sometimes you kind of feel like the lone wolf, right? You're alone on top of the mountain, right? Like it's tough to put in those hours by yourself and feel that recognition and fulfillment when you seem like you're the only one doing it. You need to maximize the content that you consume and make sure it's positive. It's a different world right now, whether you turn on the media all day and you see the different things that are happening politically or with the government, other things, it can take a toll on us. What are you doing to consume good content? Gary Vee is one of the best in the biz. Ashley, have you ever heard of Gary Vee? Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a marketing guru. Brand recognition, content, sales, personal accountability. Grant Cardone's another great one for money and business. David Goggins, motivational lifestyle. Tony Robbins, of course. Robert Kiyosaki, I've learned a lot from real estate. And, politics aside, Donald Trump's been around forever. And I've read every single one of his books long before he was into the political realm. And I learned a lot from just thinking big and also building the life of your dreams and the business of your dreams. So question for the group, this is pretty much the last slide. I just want to ask you all, how are you planning to scale your business in the future? I personally feel with Firehouse Training, we're on a pretty strong path, right? I still work hard every day to be the person of influence in my industry. And I do that not just by participating in events, but I'll spend money to go to training courses in the US in my field of the fire service and in health and safety that will make me a better instructor and bring more value to my clients. And the cool thing is, when I take all those courses, and here's another little trade secret, when I'm there, it's all over social media. But does my customer base know that I'm there taking a course, or do they think that I'm giving the course, right? They just know that I'm involved in that. So you want to be involved in your industry and other events. Grow your brand through events, sponsorship, partnerships, and advertising, right? You can sponsor those events. You can get involved in trade shows. It takes a lot of footwork. It's a lot of time to take, to go from one end of the province to the others. But one thing that we did learn during the pandemic is that it is good to get back out there and, get on the horse and start meeting people again, shaking hands, giving out business cards, right? I've given away 100 business cards in the last 2 weeks. That's incredible. I already got to have Amanda order me another box. That's what it's about, getting the brand and the name out there. Grow a team of employees. Right now, we're currently looking at co-op students as options, volunteer ambassadors, and others that want to come out and assist you. Grow it through partnerships and affiliates, right? Getting other people to partner with your brand. The one thing I will say in my experience, and this is my experience alone, is do not ever expect someone that you partner with to promote your company like you will. They never will, right? You own your company. You are your brand. You want to make sure that you partner with the right people, but don't set your expectations too high, like thinking that your sales are going to double or anything like that, because that typically isn't the case. And that's just been with my experience. Plan for consistent outreach for sales growth. Are you calling your customers back and inquiries back immediately? Are you in a business to business sale type strategy? Are you using your referrals or maximizing referrals? Are you doing customer follow-ups and asking them for additional business or anything else they need, or asking them to tell their friends, right? But for me, I know someone put on the chat, the WhatsApp is huge. Everyone's a part of a group chat. If you can make those little JPEGs or those little flyers I mentioned before, my web designer does them for me for every one of my courses and my products. I scale those out to my friends or to my students and their friends to put in the WhatsApp chats. And next thing you know, I'll look at my website analytics and I'll have 50 to 100 people on my website a day immediately, because I know they put it into a group chat. That to me is real referrals over just allowing the Google SEO and algorithm to hopefully have someone find our website that way. So again, these are other things that can work. Focus on your personal and professional development within your business that can provide value to you, right? Maybe there's a new product out there that you might want to purchase and learn about that you can promote through your business or sell through your business, right? So ask yourself, what can you do to make yourself better at your skill set that's going to bring value to your customers? Let's offer everybody again. How many do we have on the chat here today? Yeah, there's 12 participants. Great. So one thing I do want to offer everybody here is I'm going to offer free training to everyone that participated. So if you are interested in your particular business, whether you're a brick and mortar location or you're a virtual company, to be Ontario Health and Safety compliant, you should have training in some of the following areas, whether it's WMIS, whether it's fire extinguisher and fire safety training. Accessibility for Ontarians with disability is actually a mandatory program here in the province that a lot of businesses don't take. Workplace supervisor health and safety course is another one of our popular ones. And then, of course, if you work in any type of industry that has chemicals or dangerous goods, we can provide you free 1-hour training as well. So do feel free to take advantage of that. We can set up some virtual training for January or February whenever your company isn't too busy. And we can train you and your employees in a virtual format. And you will be given certificates for that training for participating under the Ontario Health and Safety regulations. So again, if you're interested, I hope you take us up on that offer, and it would be good to train any of your staff. And again, just give something back to yourself and the businesses in the community.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that offer today. And does anyone have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, anything?
Yeah, I'm open to any questions again about business or just different entities that myself and Amanda have used, whether it's social media, whether it's email marketing, which is a big thing that we've had some success with, even our websites. Do feel free to ask questions either in the chat or or we can take them right now. I'd appreciate it.
I'll start with a question.
Yeah.
Just kind of with your experience hiring, I guess, how do you go about like connecting with co-op students or volunteers? Like what, like as solopreneurs that we work with a lot of them, like how would do they contact school boards? What's your experience?
Yeah, Amanda and I are going through that right now. It's actually through the school boards, and they're open to assisting any business that is either brick and mortar, in person, and virtual. So I had some concerns as well because we're more of a virtual company right now. But call your local school board and talk to the person in charge of what's called the co-op program, or a SHISM, Specialist High School Major. For anybody here that have kids, the new Specialist High School Major is they bring in contractors like us that would give the students skills and courses to put on their resume so they're ready for the workforce when they graduate high school. And that same teacher is usually involved in the co-op. So a couple opportunities there that Amanda and I are looking at right now to try to alleviate some of the work that she's doing that maybe someone like a student could do for social media or community outreach, sales, or what have you. So I know we have a few people here from all over, mostly Durham region, obviously, but contact someone from the local school board and speak with either the guidance counselor, co-op, or what's called the SHISM, SHSM program coordinator.
Okay, good to know. Adam, is it, someone's just asking about the slides.
Yeah.
Is it best to email you?
Yeah, please email me if you can. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thanks, Karen. That's an awesome comment. Oh, perfect. So sweet. That's awesome. Thanks, Karen. It's just email me. And again, if there's a question that you don't have here, text me. I mean, my number is there. Email me. Find us on social media. FIREHOUSE training is a big one too. But I like, as Amanda knows, Ashley knows, Teresa, Andrea, those are the BACD. Like I love talking about business. This is definitely my life. And one little quick story, when I was in sales and marketing for 3 years, when I first got into this, I was given an amazing opportunity. I was given a company car and a credit card, at 22, 23 years old, to have that responsibility. And I loved sales and marketing and business so much. I didn't take a vacation day for like 3 years. I got up every day and I loved it, because I would go all over the province and all over Canada, meeting customers, meeting people, going to trade shows. And it wasn't even in an industry I'm interested in. It was the building construction industry. So I urge you all, like, find the important part of your business that you're passionate about and focus on that, right? The rest of the things you can have your employees do, or maybe have your contractors do, but it makes the day go by a lot faster. And yes, it is stressful, but if you're doing something you love, like I said before, none of this feels like work, right?
Does anyone have any questions or want to share any experiences with their industry?
Yeah, I'd love your experiences too. Amanda, I might put you on the spot. You've been a part of this ride for a bit. What has surprised you about the effort that you and I have put in to really take this business to another level? We took our business and our sales in 1 year up to 110%. We turned this small online business into a 6-figure business within a year just by putting in the work. So Amanda, I'm just going to ask you, what surprised you about what we were able to do when the pandemic happened and how quickly we flipped everything over?
See, again, when you put me on the spot, I really don't prepare anything whatsoever. So thanks for that. Nevertheless, I found that it was more than 12 hours of time, kind of a day of really just putting into it, marketing and trying to do some market research on what our current competitors were doing.
Yes.
And what they were not doing. That was more thing as like, what are they not doing? Where's the pockets of where we can fulfill that demand that's in here? So
Love it, yeah.
that was the other thing that really gave us a jolt. Unfortunately, the pandemic did happen. It's a very unfortunate thing that did happen. And it was just that nobody was offering a lot of services. Nobody was offering services. So we were able to provide a service that no one was providing. and that it was just what kind of took upon trying to capitalize on, you know, looking at that silver lining of what the unfortunate of what took place.
Yep.
And just trying to make something good come out of it and give people support within that time of uncertainty.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like that biggest thing. So a lot of people just love the feedback, they love the classes, and we've grown some recurring customers from it.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Amazing. I appreciate
on
it.
the spot for it.
So the best way to describe it, if someone says, you know, can I take your course at a local college? Can I take your training, you know, through another company? Amanda and I deliberately developed training that is needed in our industry that no one else offers. So a quick example would be, as firefighters, we go to elevator entrapments every day. We have to get people out of elevators in the city, especially in Toronto. We developed an elevator safety training program for the fire service a couple of years ago that we sold over 70 seats in an online class at $150. That was a 4-hour class. It was a very, very good day. So what I'm saying is a college doesn't offer that. In fact, our own fire services don't offer that. So Amanda and I can take some of the content that we know there's a need, and as a private business, we'll build a flyer for it right away. We'll do a save the date. We'll garner interest, and then we'll build the course for it. It's like that with our product. I was promoting this book for sale 5 months before it was out. I didn't even know what the ending was going to look like, right? Like,
would you like me to add something, Adam? Can I just add
please? Yeah.
So within the industry, as business owners and as entrepreneurs, like all of you guys here, you know, the benefit is that you don't need to ask permission.
Exactly.
You don't need to ask permission and be able to fulfill and go through the process of red tape. Like, okay, what do I need to do? You have that opportunity to just, okay, this is how I want my business to be, and this is what I want, how I want to promote, and you just make a change. In our industry, in the fire industry, you know, if there's companies and colleges and all these other people that you have to go through shareholders and commissions and school boards and stuff like that, where you have to ask permission and have things accredited and stuff like that. We are accredited as a company. So anything that we do put out, again, it's Adam and I that are, we're just asking each other if this is what we should do. There's no upper hand beyond that.
No, that's fantastic. No, thanks, Karen, for coming out. Appreciate it. I just saw that there. And again, if anyone else has questions, please reach out. I love talking business. I love it. Same with you, Ashley, and your book endeavors. Thank you for the opportunity today. Super excited to have this. Thank you, BACD, Teresa, Andrea. You guys are amazing. And I look forward to come out to some more networking events in the next few weeks as well.